Hello, and welcome to the Midgar Press. So, my name is Jay. Today we're going to cover the Griffin. I think a lot of fantasy settings actually miss out on a failed opportunity with the Griffins. And I will relate back to one that I've mentioned before, Warcraft. Warcraft uses Griffins. There are some fantasy settings that use Griffin-esque monsters where, they have the general shape and whatnot of a Griffin. They've got the claws, the talons, the beak, the feathers, the wings, but they don't necessarily call them Griffins. I think, within the actual description of the Griffin, it mentions knights who tame Griffins, who ride them as winged mounts. I mean, I think that's a fantastic opportunity right there. That provides an opportunity for your players should they come across a Griffin. Now, before we get into two different scenarios that I've been thinking about for Griffins, let's read the 4, 5, and 6 of the D6 attacks. So, number 4, we've got the Griffin Throw. The beast grabs a player character with its beak and tosses them with a flick of the head. The victim or the attack inflicts 2d6 piercing damage. The victim is thrown an equal number of meters and lands prone. Number 5 of the d6, Whirlwind. The Griffin uses its powerful wings to create a whirlwind that blows away all player characters within 10 meters. The victims land d6 meters away and suffers the same amount of bludgeoning damage. And so that would be a great one if you have multiple player characters just lined up right there in front of you. Perfect. Number 6 of the D6, High Drop. The Griffin grabs a player character in its claws and takes to the sky. Unless the victim dodges the attack, which they have to use their evade, the Griffin grabs them and flies 2d6 plus 6 meters into the air. On its next turn, the Griffin drops them instead of a new monster attack. Who takes damage fall? Oh my gosh. Now remember, fall damage, you take fall damage after the first 2d6. So at 3, after 2 meters, starting at 3, they start to take fall damage. And for every 1 meter, it's 1d6. So, wow. That could kill a player instantly. 2d, that could be potentially 6, 12, 18. That could be 18 meters. Gosh, what is 18 times 3.3? Oh my god, that's almost 60 feet up. Whoa, that's cool. I like that. Anyways, I have 2 scenarios for you, so follow along with me. The first one is a Griffin nest, where players are on a potential quest to find a Griffin nest. It's either somebody wants them to collect the eggs, or they want them to collect the maybe baby griffins so that way they can raise them and tame them, or there are griffins within the area that's terrorizing trade caravans as they keep passing by. So that's 3 scenarios right there on why or how you could include griffins into a quick little one-shot where you have to go to a griffin nest. I think that'd be pretty cool. There's actually a spot. Let me pull that up. There's actually, whoops. Let me pull it up. Misty Vale. There we are. So if you zoom in over here on the Misty Vale, there is a bird, a nest, and an egg. Now this is within the Iron Forest, right up here above Oracle Cave. Oracle Cave is right here. I forget what else is over here. Regardless, I know this is not a named adventure, okay? I know this is not, because I've looked as I've stared at this map 100 times. This right here would be a perfect spot to have that scenario where, you know, players, trade caravans, NPCs, everything like that, they are unable to pass through this area because of the Griffon nest. So, you know, even if the players decide just to take care of it, you know, they could potentially come away with, you know, some feathers, some claws, some talons, some eggs, and potentially, you know, a little Griffon mount. So that's something that, you know, you could work with your players on to potentially have. Now, the second scenario that I was thinking about was, what if you have like somewhere in the mountains, okay, just anywhere, it doesn't matter where, you have a group of rogue knights who have tamed some griffins, and to harass, you know, fellow NPCs, trade caravans, so on and so forth. You know, they are up there and they're just harassing people. So this would give your players a potential quest to go take on these Griffon knights, the knights that mount the back of griffins and ride into battle. And with a mount, you know, I'd add maybe another 20 to the HP, maybe give the armor 1 or 2, and leave the rest of it. But as far as the attacks, I would add in 2 more, make it a D8, where one of them is a fear tactic, fear attack, essentially where, you know, the players are stunned because they see this griffin with a knight on the back riding towards them with a giant lance. Like that would be fearful. I don't know about you, but I would be terrified of that. But then again, I live in the real material world. We don't have griffins, so. And then the second one, the second attack I would add to this to make it a D8 is a lance attack, where the knight themselves hits the player character with force, speed, and a lance. I think that would make it pretty interesting. Maybe we'll craft something together to make a Griffon knight. But that's what I have for you all. I have the Griffon. Also, just looking in here, it says often found in their nest along with a plethora of items, rusted junk mixed with treasure and artifacts. That's a good potential of giving your player characters something pretty cool. So, like this video, comment down below, which of those ideas did you like? Did you like the Griffon nest, where they could potentially try to get, you know, a Griffon egg, baby griffins, or maybe they're searching for treasure, or the Griffon knights that are mounts up in the mountain range, the Dragonbane peaks. So tell me which one you like, or if you have a third option, create a third option, put it down in the comments. Let's talk about this. As always, share the video, share it with anybody and everybody. Let's spread the word of Dragonbane. So until next time, my friends, live on and game on.